vice versa. So the first matchup between Indonesia and Malaysia, the first men's singles, and this is a surprise on both counts. Hendriwan representing Indonesia and Yong Hock Kim for Malaysia. Now both these men in their previous matches in this Thomas Cup competition have played at second men's singles. They've both been promoted to the first spot, and that's a little bit of a surprise to both Anthony and myself. But both these players, very fine athletes. Hendriwan, of course, semi-finalist in the All England earlier this year, when in fact he lost to On Yu Hock. Now, of course, On Yu Hock is here in Hong Kong, has played #1 singles for Malaysia earlier on in the competition, but he's not been selected tonight. Hendriwan, 25 years of age, ranking of 9. As I mentioned, that All England semi-final, but last year he won the Thailand Open and he reached the final of the Asian Championships, where incidentally he lost to Sun Jun. So he's really had a fantastic 12 months, really come to the limelight, outshadowed some of the former great Indonesian players. And talking of former great players, just a glimpse there of Misbah Sidek, of course finalist in the All England Championships, and lost that final to the coach of the Malaysian team now, Morten Frost from Denmark. Yong Hock Kim, the left-hander, 23 years old. And his results perhaps not quite as outstanding as his opponents. A couple of semi-finals last year, 3 quarter-finals already this year, but perhaps the result that should be mentioned was in the Thomas Cup qualifying in Manila in the Philippines in February earlier this year, when in the final of that it was Yong Hock Kim who defeated Dong Jiong, the Chinese player, the Chinese Olympic silver medalist, in 3 games. So he obviously has the ability, Anthony, and really this should be a very even contest.
On paper it really should be. Yong Hock Kim is currently carrying a world ranking of number 17, whereas the Indonesian just slips into the world top 10, being ranked number 9. I think that Yong Hock Kim's scrambling abilities, he loves to soak up a lot of pressure. He's a little left-hander and he loves to cover the court very quickly, but when he gets on the attack he really does elevate himself at the rear court to try and create the angles to make up for that lack of height, and can attack very ferociously when he's asked to.
Are you ready, Hendriwan? Cool. Yeah.
The umpire for this match,
ladies and gentlemen,
if they're ready.
On
Ian
my right,
McDowell
Indonesia,
Australia,
represented by Hendriwan. On my left, Malaysia, represented by Yong Hock Kim.
So Indonesia nearest to us. Yong Hock Kim of Malaysia, the left-hander, at the far end as we look down. First men's singles gets underway. Oh, that's lovely.
Really is one of Hendriwan's strong points, the backhand net portion of the court. If he gets there early, he's got the option to play the straight net or the cross court as we just saw. He's also got a very deceptive straight flick as well, which Yong Hock Kim's going to have to watch out for.
Service over. 1 love.
A nervous start, nervous shot from Yong Hock Kim.
Service over. Love 1.
Of course, the difference between these two men, Hendriwan there, really some outstanding international results, titles under his belt. whereas the Malaysian hasn't yet achieved that. Is there something that's really lacking from his game? Because he looks a complete player to me.
I think it's something that's been highlighted. I think Hendruan's got the ability not only to be a very good runner with accurate net shots and play, he's just got a few more finishing points, whereas Yong Hock Kin tends to be a very steady runner, and although he can really leap up at the rear court, his lack of height does prevent him finishing a lot of rallies, and he has to work a very short lift in order to finish them.
Good rally. Going back to that question of lack of height for these singles players, do you think that men's singles is developing more that way, that you have to have physical height to be able to bring down the shots at a steeper angle?
I think it does work as an advantage, although, of course, the smaller players have to use up a lot more energy in order to overcome the height deficit. They've got to really leap up into the air to try and create the same angles as a high player, but then the shorter players have got the advantage when the shuttlecock's going down, so it probably evens itself out.
Too low.
Indecision by the line judge. Initially indicated in, then changed his mind. Said the shuttle had landed out.
Complete wrong footing round the head slice from Hendruan. Was in lovely balance for it. Just missed the line.
1, 2.
So Malaysia off the mark. Oh, that's super. That's the one he missed just a moment ago. Time making sure of it.
Played that one with a lot more pace. Crisply strikes this half smash. You can see where he's taking the shuttle inside the double service line. That means that if he clipped it down with pace, there was no way that Yong Hock Kin could recover in order to retrieve it.
Really, the backhand from the Malaysian far too loose, giving Hendruan the opportunity to read it early, step in, ready and waiting, sees it, one small step for the kill.
Service over. 1-3.
A nice angle from Yong Hock Kin. Not only does Hendruan have to move the full width of the court, he also has to try and move a couple of feet forwards in the court, a very difficult movement.
Once more, the backhand exposed as a weakness for Yong Hock Kin.
Patient play. Hendruan showing that he has got complete game. We've seen some lovely cross-court angled shots for winners. That time we just relied on Yong Hock Kin making the error.
Service over. 1-4.
This return of serve shows what effort Yong Hock Kin's got to really go through in order to create the downward angle. Has to really leap up in the air.
Just wide.
2-4.
Do you think that perhaps the longer the rallies go on, the more it suits the Malaysian?
I think so, though Hendruan also has the capacity to rally, but Hendruan would like to finish the rallies quicker, whereas Yong Hock Kin would be more suited to the